How's it going, everybody? It's AJ and welcome back to more Satisfactory, and in this one we're going to be making some progress here through all the remaining milestones I have left to do in, I believe, tier 5 and 6 is what I have left. And then we're going to start to see what I can make with what I have coming into my storage here in order to proceed into the manufacturing and get that stuff started to work up towards the space elevator and see how well that goes. Because one thing is that now that this is all set up, I don't know how fast everything is. I don't know how fast everything's moving, and we'll just see how this works. This is kind of how I go about this game. Is I have an idea, and then I figure out whether or not that idea is actually worth it, and then if I need to make any changes, I will. But first, we got to figure out what's going on. So let me go ahead and figure out what it is we need to do first. So my current milestone right now is Pipeline Engineering Mach 2. I only need to make 50 heavy modular frames, which, as you can see here, I have modular frames going into this container right here, which is already full, which is nice. And then I also have the encased industrial beams here, which is filling up as well. So what I need to do is make them, and I believe they're just made in an assembler. If I just go ahead and search real quick the heavy modular frames. Are they made in, no, they're made in a manufacturer. And they actually require 4 things. So they actually need pipes, encased industrial beams, screws, and modular frames. And I actually don't have all the screws. The screws are all the way the hell over there. So what I'm just going to do is, I have all this extra space. I'm just going to go ahead and make a manufacturer right here, place it, and then just load it up with all the necessary materials until it gets to 50, and then delete it and move on to the next. So let me go ahead and get this situated real quick. It's going to be pretty easy. All right, there we have it. The 50 heavy modular frames have been made. This actually took way longer than I expected, but we can now stop this. I'll take these all out. Take these all out. Go ahead and clear this out. Cool. And then dismantle this, because we're gonna have to reset this all up. Dismantle all of this and this as well. All right. So we got the 50 heavy modular frames. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the milestone. This will give me the Pipeline Engineering Mach 2, which basically means that I can increase the fluid rate with new pipes that I believe are double the amount that it can do. If I recall, I think that's what this is. Mach 2. So if I go to Q and go to transport, logistics, it's Mach 2 pipelines. Yeah, can transfer 600 meter cubes of fluid. Cubic meter. I think that's what it is. Of fluid per minute, and it just takes copper sheets and plastic in order to do that. And I don't need to use it right now because everything has been working pretty nicely and there's no log jam anywhere. So we're working pretty good. Like if I look at the power, it's straight line. So we are okay. All right, next thing in terms of milestones is railway signaling and then upgrade of blueprints. I never used the blueprints, so I may not even worry about blueprints. Path signals, and this directs the movement of trains to avoid collisions and bottlenecks. Directs the movement of trains to avoid collisions and bottlenecks. We'll wait on that. I don't know if I'm gonna be going that crazy with trains. So the next thing really is trying to get phase 3 stuff made efficiently, going up to the space elevator. So the versatile frameworks has to be made at a super fast rate because it's 2500 to complete this phase. So I need to somehow make the steam output way faster than what it is. As of right now, it's too slow. All right, it did take me a very long time to get this all situated, but I have increased the input and output of this little steam factory that I had built originally. I'm now able to make 30 per minute of the steel beams and 80 per minute of the steel pipes. And the reason why I was able to do this is because I was able to increase the production of the miners. Because they were Mach 2 miners, I basically made it so that they were doing 240 iron ore and iron and coal per minute going into here, going up, and then they come up to here, and then right here I have basically the 240 per minute of the coal and the iron being split 3 different ways to make it so that it's 80, 80, and 80 going into each one of these foundries. I have one here, and then the other one is actually down here on the second floor. So that gives me a total of 240 steel ingots being made, and then the 240 steel ingots are being split down here. I made it so that they're being combined up above, right underneath the top floor, just to convert, basically make it clean and not as messy. And they are then being merged right here to make it 240. And then down here, then split 120, 120. The 120 here goes into this constructor, which is needed to make the 30 steel beams. As you can tell, 120 per minute steel ingots makes the 30 steel beams per minute. And then the remaining 120 is going this way, which is being split 60-60 into these two constructors, which are making 40 per minute in this one and 40 per minute in this one. And like I said, these are overclocked. Everything here is basically overclocked to get it. And so you get a combination of 80 per minute of the steel pipes going down into here. And then they're all working their way back over to the main hub. Basically, this makes it so that I am definitely, for sure, getting 30 per minute of the steel beams being sent to the main hub. And I needed to do that because in order to make the reinforced steel frameworks, or reinforced frameworks, whatever the heck they're called, I needed to get at least 30. I had 18 originally. I needed 30 just so I can actually make it so that one of these assemblers is able to operate with no issues going up into the space elevator. So we have I'm only able to do it once because only one of these can be converted because it takes 30 per minute in order to make 5 per minute of the versatile frameworks. It sucks, but I mean, that's as fast as it's gonna go. I can really only do one. It's crazy how that is. So what I'm gonna have to do here is I have these being converted for the smart platings. I'm just gonna have to make one of these dedicated to the versatile frameworks. And so if I just go down to here and then go into whatever container it is, so I need the modular frames and the steel beams. I basically need these two to be going sent up into one of these assemblers here. For now, just so I get that being made. This one should be working now. Yeah, it's green. Cool. All right, so this is making for sure 5 per minute of the versatile frameworks, which are being sent up to the space elevator. I wish I could make that faster. That's as good as it's gonna get. So that's just gonna continue to go up slowly but surely. The next ones are the electronic stuff, which are these two right here. But you have the adaptive control units, and then you have the motors, rubbers, and smart plating. The issue that I have is that in order to get the other things here made for this, I actually need the modular frames. But the modular frames right now are being used for this. But I have these being made at 10 per minute, and these are only needing 2.5 per minute. So I can actually split this in order to be made over into the heavy modular frames. So in order to do that, all I really need to do is split that and then make another manufacturer with the circuit boards and the automated wiring being made. I actually need stators to be made as well. This is gonna be quite a project. Holy cow. I gotta get way more power shards. But we have all of this being made This is for the heavy modular frames. So I can now put power to this to get this made. This is now making these, and then these will be funneling up to here. This is only being made at 1 per minute. 5. This just needs to go up. Like this floor. And this just goes into here. Alright, so we got one of the 4 things being put into here. Now we have to make the automated wiring, the circuit boards, and the computers getting put into here. But we're making some progress. We're starting to connect things. I need to get, first order of business, I need to get this to being made 120 per minute for sure. So now it's all about automated wiring, which I need stators. Which, what does stators need? Stators is steel pipes and wire. Let me see how this is working. So we have the stators here, right? This is needing wire and steel pipes. That's what it's getting. And then this one right here is making the automated wiring, which is stators and cable. And then this will be funneling on down into here. 2 out of the 4 are now connected. Nothing's working though right now. Next up is we need the circuit boards and the computers. Circuit boards are made in an assembler, which is just copper sheets and plastic. And then the computers are made in a manufacturer, which is taking up the circuit boards as well as plastic. So this is where it gets a little interesting here, is what I need to do is I need to make, for the circuit boards, in order to make 5 per minute, which it probably will be making a pretty decent amount, I need to get another assembler made. Alright, we now have that connected, and that was for the circuit boards. So the circuit boards are now being made onto this one. So this should be the plastic and the copper sheets, right? So that should be that right there. And now I need to make computers. But what I can do before I send the circuit boards here, in order to make the computer, you need 4 circuit boards, and I need 5 per minute being made here. So I need to be making at least 10 per minute being made for the circuit boards, which is making 7.5. I can overclock this to be making a little bit more to be, alright, so we need this to be making 10. Okay, and then this needs to be split right away. Split it 3 ways and then have it merge here so that the most of it's going the other way. So if I do a merger, logistics do a merger here, have it going like that. That goes there. That goes up. That goes like that. This goes into here. All right, and then this is just needing cable and plastic. So then we'll just do a bear lift hole. All right, and that is making the computers, which then just needs to be sent all the way back over to there. Voila. We now have all 4 things needed to make the adaptive control unit at 1 per minute. These computers should be at 2 per minute. They're at 2.5, so I can underclock this to be this, make this 2, so it's not using up all the extra stuff. Cool. All right. Oh my gosh. That only gets rid of one of the things. Now it's onto here, which is needing motor, rubber, and smart plating. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is, because it's requiring stators, which like this one right here is needing 2 motors, which requires 4 stators to be able to make it at that rate. I mean, the rubber's easy. Only needs 3 items. 2 motors. The stators are being made up here. What is this being made at? Oh, I have the stators being made. I forget where the stators are. Right here? No, that's the motors. It's too far. Where? This is getting stators somewhere. Where am I getting the stators from? Oh, right here. This is making at 2.5 per minute. Okay, so what I would need to do then is split this going out. I want to split it right here. Voila! There you have it. We now have everything connected to each one of these major manufacturers. We got the adaptive control units, which is already at 11. Love it. And then we have these here for the modular engines, which needs power. Alright, power can go to there. And we got the modular engines running now. Now it's just a matter of connecting these outputs to the space elevator. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. There you have it. We now have everything for completing phase 3 being made and then being converted into the, or at least somewhat being put into the space elevator. Finally. But there you have it. You see the modular engine right there. You have these adaptive control units right there. So they're being made. They're just being made very slowly because they take like a whole bunch of stuff just to be made at 1 per minute. It's insane. Like this is 1 per minute. That over there is 1 per minute. I honestly have no idea how I got this all to work, but this is just crazy. Like this is all over the place. Actually, I'm like starting to lose frames on this game because of how just this is all over the place. Like I said screw it about organization. I was like, I just need to connect things to other things, and some way somehow I'm gonna do that. So that's basically what I did here. So this right here is making the heavy modular frames at a very low rate. It is not making them at a fast enough rate. It's not getting 120 screws per minute, which I'm trying to figure out why that is the case. Because this is a Mach 2, which is 120. Is this a Mach 2 right here? It is a conveyor lift Mach 2. So why is that? That's a little interesting there. I'll have to rearrange and see why that is not the, oh. Duh. There you go. There's a little hitch there. Alright, so now it should be moving a little bit faster. Here, take the rest of my screws so I don't need it. Alright, so that's making the heavy modular frames right there. Basically all I did was just move all of the stuff that was from their respective containers on over there, and then I did the splitting and everything to get to everything else. This is quite something. Let me show you real quick. So this is for the heavy modular frame. So you got the regular modular frames right here coming from that container, but they're being split both ways because the modular frames are needed for another thing up above. And then I have the encased industrial beams coming from their respective container right here, going into there. The steel beams, or steel pipes I should say, which is also being split into multiple things, is going right here. And then the screws from over there is coming from underneath, so that's where that is being made. And that's going straight into this manufacturer, which is making the computer things, the automated computer things. And then this is where it gets a little confusing, because when you go up here, I have on this one, I have the other steel pipes as well as the wire making the stators. The stators are then needing to be made and then split into multiple things because of a whole bunch of, like, they're being converted and all that. Like, myself is just confused on how this is working. But these are being merged. I think these are going up into a, yeah, so these are being made here. This is a splitter going 3 different ways, going into a merger so that these can go up into there to make the motors. The remaining stators are being, I lost my balance. There we go. All right, the remaining stators are going over here, going up into the assembly line on the next floor, which is for the automated wiring, which is then being funneled down into this manufacturer. So that's how I'm getting the automated wiring. And then we are then needing the circuit boards and all that, which is being made down here, no, on the next floor up. I made it on for the next floor. Yeah, this is where the automated, or the circuit boards are being made right here at 18 per minute. It's overclocked. It's going split 3 different ways, 6, 6, and 6. This other 6 combine back into here to make this 12 going this way. This is to make the computers. The remaining 6 go into that manufacturer. These are going this way, down into here, into this one, which is making the computers. Like I said, the cable and the plastic are coming from their original containers on the first floor after being split. And then this computer is being sent all the way back over to that manufacturer. And so that's how you get that one basically figured out and taken care of. We got all of that being there. And then over here is for the modular engines. The motors are the rubbers from the regular containers on the first floor. The smart plating is being made, as well as the motors are being made up above here on this floor. You got the motors right here. And then you have the smart plating right here. Reinforced iron plates are from their original container. The rotors are being from the split. And then same thing for these right here. These have the rotors split as well. Since these things both take rotors, they're being split from their original container. And then the stators is being split from where they're being made in order to make the motors. The motors are being sent down to the other stuff. So, but there you have it. All right, everything is being made, is being put into the space elevator to complete phase 3. It's going to take a very long time. I wish I could make this faster, but honestly, that's just going to take a very long time in itself. So, in terms of power, I have no idea what this is consuming. 2,700 maximum consumption, and we're well within the range of that. So, we're looking good. We're looking good. We're finally making progress towards phase 3. It's just a matter of just waiting for this to finish, and we'll be ready to move on. But yeah, there you go. Let me show you guys real quick again the whole layout. I'm not going to explain everything because honestly I have lost it myself. I have no idea. So you have all of the storage containers here. They go all into these different contraptions with the manufacturing, and then they get sent up into here. I got assemblers right here making all the other parts going up. You got things being moved up and down. Up, down, left, right, who knows? The only thing that looks organized is that thing right there, the wall. Everything else is just all over the place. And we also improved the production of our steel. We got that fixed, making a lot more of the steel than it was previously. And now everything is just being made. The smart plating, the motors, all that stuff. And then it's all being moved down into here and then moving up into the space elevator. Boy, oh boy, what a ugly looking factory this is. But it's my factory, and I'm going to live with it, you know? It actually looks pretty sick. If you like look at the whole scale of everything, it actually looks pretty cool. It's like a giant Y, I don't know. Weird looking thing, but it does the job. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I want to thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one where, honestly, I have no idea what's next, because I've actually never made it past Phase 3 when I first played this game. I kind of stopped after trying to get to Phase 3, and I never actually got to the next part after that, so I have no idea what's in store. It'll be a whole new ball game for me. in the next one. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.